We are 3.5 weeks away from having this baby. I cannot believe it. So today we are working on the rocking chair, which needs to get done ASAP. It's actually the chair that Connor got nursed on as a baby. So I'm very excited to be able to transform this to match our needs. So let me show you guys what it looks like and let's start transforming it. Here's what the glider looks like. So Connor was born in 1994. So this is from somewhere around that year. So it obviously has the bottom piece, this footrest, and I had tried it out for a while with the footrest and without, and I felt like for me it was a lot more comfortable on my back without the footrest, so we are just going to not even bother with the footrest. But as soon as you took off the cushions, it already looked like a brand new chair. I really like the shape of it, and the lines on it I think are really cute. So I brought this piece of furniture outside, and the first thing to do was to get all of the dust off of it. Next, I took my sander and started to go over it, and I first started to go over it with a finishing sandpaper, but I felt like it was too light, and I felt like the spray paint wouldn't adhere to it as well because it was just kind of making it still like a very smooth surface. So I went in with a little bit of a rougher finishing sandpaper, and I felt like that helped to just make it not too rough where there's any dents or like lines or anything in it, but just rough enough where the spray paint would stick to it really nicely. Getting in some of the nooks and corners was a little bit challenging just because everything is rounded, but I did the best I could. I was, I think, like 36 weeks at this point, and I was just feeling exhausted. I had no energy, and of course I waited all the way until the very end of my pregnancy to do this, but I did the best I could with sanding it, and I was struggling to grab the paper. But now the most important step is to make sure that you clean all of the dust off of your chair, because if any of this is left behind, then your spray paint will not adhere properly. Next, on these fabric pieces, I just took some painter's tape and taped over that way the spray paint wouldn't stick to it, because I feel like if the spray paint were to get on it, it would eventually start flaking off and it would be just such a mess. So I just put this on just to be safe. I went with the Krylon primer and paint, and I thought this was a really pretty color. It was kind of a creamier white, so it wasn't super stark white, but just had a nice color to it and also a beautiful finish. And something that was so crazy was that this was in the beginning of February, and it was 66 degrees out in New York. It was so crazy. It really wasn't that windy. I feel like this clip sped up makes it look windy, but the spray paint just kept getting carried away from the little bit of wind that there was, which was so frustrating because I ended up going through 2 cans so quickly. So I definitely needed a third can, but I think if just like it wasn't as windy as it was, I wouldn't have needed it. But here is what it looks like after the first coat, and then the second coat made a huge difference. Here it is after 2 cans of spray paint, and as you guys can see, it looks beautiful, but there's definitely a couple areas where it could just use another refresh of spray paint. So we're gonna take care of that, and then you guys will see how beautiful it all looks together. My original plan and the most obvious thing to do is just to reupholster the cushions that it came with. And so that was my intent. I went to the fabric store looking for the perfect fabric for this, and I just couldn't really find anything that I loved. And I had tested out these pillows just to see what it looked like because I really wanted something with ruffles. And I sat down on it and I was just so mind blown at how comfortable it was. It felt so much more comfortable than the old cushions. And so it might seem weird, but I'm actually just going to leave these 2 pillows as the cushions. I think it looks totally fine and I think it's really cute. I do have a pillow that's going to go right here, but it has his name on it and we're not revealing that yet, so I'm just putting the teddy bear there for now. So that is what the chair will look like. I definitely think that once I get the last layer, oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time doing anything right now. Once I get the last layer of paint on here, it's gonna look so much better. So I'll probably insert a clip of that if I'm able to get it done in time and show you guys, but this feels so great right now. I don't feel like getting up. Here is what the chair looks like. I love it so much. I might add some hooks kind of to the top of that pillow to hook around the top of the chair. I don't know if that made sense at all, but that way it just doesn't slide. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.